Welcome back to the channel, everybody. This is Chris's Collectible Corner, and for those of you who are new, thank you for coming through to tune in for this review. And today, we're taking a look at the Demoniacal Fit Hero Waltz, the Supreme Dance, aka their version of Gogeta Blue. But before we get into the figure itself, if you wouldn't mind, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notification to be notified when new reviews are uploaded to the channel. It really helps and I appreciate the support. Alright, well, in similar fashion, as you guys all know, Demoniacal Fit takes a page out of Tamashii Nation's event exclusive boxes. So we have a black box with one primary color, the primary color here being blue since this is Gogeta Blue. Now, the main difference, aside from the pictures in the back, the illustrations on the side, and the big window up front showcasing the figure, is that this package is much bigger than the original Hero Waltz. And I'll show you a little bit comparison real quick. And as you can see, the reason why the packaging of this one is so much bigger is because this guy comes stacked with accessories. Demoniacal Fit was not playing this time around. So enough of all that, let's get this guy out the box and take a closer look at the figure itself. Alright guys, so here we have Gogeta Blue standing straight up and down in a light box. From head to toe, he stands at just about 6.5 inches. Now, if you have the original release of this figure, which is just Hero Waltz by Demoniacal Fit, then you can expect pretty much the same build here. The only difference here is the colors. The leg wraps and the belt are a lighter blue, and then the pieces on the vest are in yellow. Everything else is the same. They reuse the legs from their Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the leg wraps as well. The upper body is the new 3.0 mold that DF has been using, and then the head sculpt is the same as the first release. The only difference here is that this is the Super Saiyan Blue version of Gogeta. But the first release was a solid release anyways, so if it ain't broke, why try and fix it? Now, in comparison to the Tonson art, he has a bit of a thicker build, so he looks a little bit more muscular. That aside, like I said, this is a great figure. He has some slight shading on the pants, but what really sets this figure apart from the first release are the accessories. So let's take a look at that. Alright, so as for the accessories, he comes with 9 face plates. 4 for the base form, 4 for the Super Saiyan Blue form, and the expressions are identical to both of these forms. We have the stern face, the screaming face, the teeth gritted face, and the smirking face. And I think the expressions on these look really nice. I actually really like the teeth gritted face a lot and the screaming face. Like, it just feels like he's like really like struggling or like really screaming at the top of his lungs, powering up. And then the one oddball of these face plates is the Super Saiyan 1. Now, he didn't stay in Super Saiyan long when he was fighting Broly. He kind of transitioned pretty quickly to Super Saiyan Blue. And I think this faceplate is supposed to be used on the Hero Waltz, the first version, which is the Dragon Ball Z Broly. Because it also comes with a windy hair, which I'll show you guys, that also has a halo in it. And as far as I know, Gogeta was never dead in the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie. That was only in the Janemba movie. Continuing right along, here are the 4 other head sculpts that he comes with. Other than the one that was already on him in the box, we have 4 additional head sculpts. 2 for the base form, a stagnant hair, windy hair, another windy hair for the Super Saiyan Blue, and the windy hair for the Super Saiyan with the halo in it, which is the one that I just showed you guys. And I really like how they did the sculpts for the windy hairs. They look really nice. As for effect pieces, he comes with 2 Ki Blast effects, which harken back to the one scene when Broly was kind of spitting fire at Gogeta and he kind of flipped over it and shot Ki Blast at him. So these are really nicely done, and for me, this was actually one of the key reasons why I wanted to Gogeta so badly, because we don't really get a lot of unique effect pieces too much, so I'm glad that we got these because these are very different. And then of course he also comes with a Kamehameha Ki Wave. Then he also comes with 6 different pairs of hands and a crossed arms accessory. So for the first pair of hands, which I thought was kind of weird, they have these clear pegs on them and they're meant to be used with the Stardust Destroyer, but he doesn't come with one. So you would only be able to use these hands if you had the original Hero Waltz and you took the Stardust Destroyer off of that hand and then placed it on this one. But I don't know why you would do this. I feel like they kind of made that a little overcomplicated because there was definitely a simpler way they could have went about doing that. Then for the second pair of hands, of course, he has his fighting stance hands. Then he has a pair of key blast hands where the fingers are slightly bent and the thumbs are kind of bent in as well. Then another pair of key blast hands where the hands are more sprawled out and the thumbs are kind of pointing out as well. That's kind of how I see the difference. And then a third pair of key blast hands with the pegs in it, so this way you can put those effect pieces in his hands, and that looks really dope. And then the unique pair of hands that he also comes with is these kind of like cuffed hands or curled hands are like really tight, and you could just slide them up so it looks like he's holding his vest. So I'm really happy they came with that as well because it looks dope. Alright, so let's look at his articulation. If you guys saw the first version of this, the original Hero Waltz, based on the Dragon Ball Z Gogeta, then it's pretty much the same. Let me just get the focus right. Alright, so we'll start with the head. You can look down a good amount, but be careful. It could pop off the faceplate. Not sure if you guys can see that. You can't really look up too much because of the collar. Side to side. Good rotation. The collar doesn't really hinder it, so that's good. As far as the arms, it's a little tight, but get it about 90 degrees. Nice deep elbow bend, and as you see, bicep rotation. And then here, the butterfly joints. So let's see how those look. Let's just put it back. All right. Okay. A little tight in the shoulder joints for me, but butterfly joints pretty good. I don't know, I saw Nostalgia's review and he was able to get a little bit more, but maybe it's just a varying thing with each figure. I don't know. My Tonson art though, one could do that, no problem. Alright, a little squeaky. There we go, shoulder rotation. Nice and smooth on this one, no issue. And then over here, yeah, alright. Nice and smooth. Ab crunch. Okay, don't push it too hard or you pop it off. But that's alright, just pop it back in. Can't really crunch too far. And if you do push it, well, you saw what happened. You can lean back a decent amount. Alright, now let's look at the legs. Let's get his arms out the way. He can kick about that high. Same with that leg. He can almost do the splits, but I'm feeling some resistance. I don't want to break the figure, so that's as far as I'm going to push it, but if you really wanted to, there you go. Alright. Thigh rotation. Double knee bend. No articulation on the ankle wrap at all, but for the ankles themselves, feet can point down. Can't really point up too much because of that, but side to side, still pretty good. So yeah, that's his articulation. Oh, just in case you were curious, the belt. So there we go. Alright guys, well that was DF's Gogeta Blue articulation. Alright, now for some comparisons. Here we have him next to the original Demoniacal Fit Hero Waltz, and as you can see, the build is exactly the same. They use the same exact mold. The only differences here are the colors. The original Hero Waltz had like a blue shading, blue wash on the pants, where the Supreme Dance version has like a gray shading on the pants instead. And obviously the belts, the ankle wraps, the vest, and the hair are all different colors, but it's exactly the same figure. The mold is no different. And then here we have him next to another recent release by Demoniacal Fit, the Martialist Forever Super Saiyan Goku. Here we have him next to the Black Hole Toys Majin Vegeta. And then here we have him next to the Beast Deities Vegito with the original Vegeta Blue head by SH Figure Arts. And the colors are actually pretty similar when you're looking at the hair, but obviously Gogeta's is a little bit darker. I saw somebody in the comment section telling me the reason for that was because Gogeta had mastered Super Saiyan Blue, hence the darker color. Not sure if that's true, but if that is the case, thank you for that info. And then last but not least, here we have up next to the Tonson art Gogeta Blue. And as you can see, the colors are pretty similar. There obviously are some varying differences where the Tonson art has more kind of like an off-white color for the pants, no shading at all, where the DF does have shading. The vests are pretty much the same color, and the hairs are slightly different. The DF looks like it has more of like a shine to it, where the Tonson art has a matte finish to it. And look, at the end of the day, both of these are great figures. I know there are people that prefer one over the other. In most cases, people prefer the Tonson art. I'm one of those people, but like I said, this release by Demoniacal Fit is still a solid release. Alright guys, so that was my review on the Demoniacal Fit Hero Waltz, the Supreme Dance Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta. I got mine off a hobby model store. After shipping and taxes, he came out to $55. If you guys are interested in picking this guy up, I'll leave the link in the description below. Now, with that said, overall, I think this is a great figure. Now, I know for some people, he may be too thick. For others, they prefer the Kami 1 or Tonson art Gogeta. Really, it comes down to preference at the end of the day. But I'm speaking about this figure itself individually, and Demoniacal Fit knocked this out the park with all the accessories. I actually really like the facial expressions on this one more, plus the effect pieces that he came with. I mean, yeah, you really can't beat this, especially for the price. So, as you guys usually know, I usually rate these figures using the Dragon Radar and the Dragon Balls from a scale from 1 to 7. So, using that scale, I'm giving this guy a solid 7. Like I said, for the price, all the accessories that he comes with, plus this was already a great figure, so adding all that on top of it makes this a steal. Really, the only other thing they could have added to this that would have sent it over 7 is if they actually included the aura effect. But even without that, this figure is incredible. I had a lot of fun with this figure. I had a lot of fun posing it, and I'm glad that I have this and the Kami 1 Gogeta, because I actually like both, and I think it's good to have variety. And look, visually and in a lot of other ways, I do still prefer the Tonson art Gogeta, but I can still recognize a good figure when I see it, and that's what it is with this DF Gogeta Blue. But you guys let me know. Are you going to pick this guy up, or are you going to pass on this in favor of the Tonson art Gogeta? If so, let me know in the comments below. With that said, I hope you guys found this review informative. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification to be notified when new reviews are uploaded to the channel. Thank you for stopping by my corner of the internet, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.